Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Football Talk with myself and Alex.
What's up?
Gonna just hop right into it again. You kind of know the drill at this point. We're gonna be hitting scores, player news, any other good stuff, though this has been a fairly quiet week in the NFL. There hasn't been a whole lot going on this weekend or really much of anything. So I don't know that we'll have that much to talk about outside of the games, but just hopping straight into our scores for the week. We had a Thursday night matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Giants. Was hoping Daniel Jones could pull out a win over Tom Brady like his predecessor Eli. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
No, it didn't. But granted, I think this game showed that if they had Saquon Barkley in the backfield, it would have been a different turnaround.
Oh, or Wayne Gollum.
Yeah, either one, really.
They're missing their top two backs, and going into the fourth quarter, it was 21-14.
Yeah.
And then, Daniel Jones threw two stupid passes that got picked off.
Yeah.
And it ended up 35-14 in the end.
Yeah, he also threw the ball like 50 times.
Yeah. It could have been a whole different ballgame with Saquon in there. I don't know why Jones kept repeatedly challenging Stephon Gilmore. Like, as much as I don't like the Patriots, he's probably hands down the best cornerback in the league right now.
Well, his stats are showing it.
Yeah. Why would you keep testing him? I would be going away from him.
Well, he's got that rookie mentality. He's going to beat him.
Yeah, and that's why they lost.
Oh, definitely.
So Daniel Jones is now 2-2 as a starter. Still technically better than what Eli did. So good job, Daniel Jones. Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Except against my Cowboys, then you can suck butt.
Well, also, aren't his two losses against
New England this past weekend and the weekend before? I don't remember who they played.
It was the Bills, right?
Might have been the Bills.
So, he lost to two top defenses, if that's the case.
It could be. Give me just a second, and I'll let you know. It looks like... Now, last week was the Vikings, so...
So arguably the third best defense in the league.
So, yeah, another good defense with an offense that kind of got back under itself because, their quarterback had been called out. But, yeah. So, two losses against two really good defenses and one that should be a good offense, one very mediocre offense right now because we all know that defense is carrying Tom Brady this year.
By far.
Hopping right into Sunday, we had a super early game. If anybody was up for that game, props to you. I was asleep. We had our second London game of the season between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Panthers won this game 37-26. Christian McCaffrey not looking quite like he has been, but at the same time still did what they needed him to do.
Yeah, well, that would happen when you run the ball 40 times and then he catches it another 20 in every game.
Yeah. I think this time he ran it about 22. His average was god-awful for the game, but he did enough to get the win. Kyle Allen is now 5-0 as a starter for the Panthers. I get he's only played 4 this year, but he played week 17 last year and won that game too. So
really? I wondered where the 5th game came from.
Yep. He's 4-0 this year, technically 5-0 if you count last year's game. The dude hasn't lost yet, and he has yet to throw a pick. So...
And I think they're on bye week this week, too.
I believe so. That's the big question right now in Carolina is, do they keep him rolling, or do they go back to Cam when he comes back?
We can talk about that in player news, because I have some ideas about that.
Yeah. Panthers get that win. It was a close game overall, though. They did come out on top, but it kind of helps that Jameis Winston threw for 400 yards and I believe 5 picks on the day.
Jeez.
It might have been 4. Give me a second. I'll have that up for you, though. Let's see here. Yada, yada. 5 picks on the day. So, not good.
To say the least.
Yeah. To say the least that was not good. That was bad. I mean, He still threw for 400 yards, which is impressive, but when you throw for 5 picks, that's really bad.
Yeah.
So, Jameis, fix yourself, but that's not going to happen because we repeatedly see you fix it and then go back to doing the same stupid crap.
Exactly.
So, might be time for Tampa to look at a new quarterback there. Had probably one of the games I was most excited about this week between the Seahawks and the Browns. Russell Wilson still stays perfect on the year. He won this game 32-28 over the Browns. The Browns had a huge lead at one point. They were up 20-6 and lost it 32-28. So, yeah, not great for the Browns. Baker needs to, at this point, shut his trap and start trash talking when he actually has a reason to trash talk.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Russell Wilson right now, I think should be second in MVP talks. I think Christian McCaffrey should be number one, but we all know the league won't give it to a running back because that means their contracts are going to skyrocket if a running back wins MVP.
And they're already skyrocketed.
So, it's going to go to Russell Wilson, and rightfully so. The dude has yet to throw a pick in 6 weeks, so that's impressive. He's 17-0 touchdown-interception ratio. And he's also had a quarterback rating of 100-plus in 6 straight games.
God.
So, good job, Russell Wilson. That loss that you all have, not on you, apparently, because you still rolling, boy.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what... I mean, Odell got back to looking like Odell in that game early, and then they kind of stopped throwing to him again. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's Freddie Kitchens' play calling. I don't know if it's Baker. I don't know what it is.
Is it Baker Mayfield's height?
I don't even know if that's it because...
They argue that all the time on ESPN.
I know. They argued that with Drew Brees when he first got in the league, and clearly that wasn't his issue.
No.
But no, I don't know. Because at one point, Cleveland was on the 1 yard line for like 3 straight plays, and not a single play did they give the ball to Nick Chubb.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
See, that's why I don't know if it's on Baker or if it's on Freddie, because you don't have Nick Chubb and not give him the ball on the 1.
Yeah.
That's kind of like as stupid as Seattle was in the Super Bowl. You don't get to the 1 or the 2 and not give the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
That's almost worse than Nick Chubb, though.
I don't know. I feel like Nick Chubb just might be the new Marshawn Lynch.
Until he goes into beast mode and stiff arms 13 people, I'll hold my judgment.
Okay. How often do you even get the chance to do said things? But yes, I'll give you that one. We had a matchup between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Not great Chiefs fans. Texans won this one 31-24. Yeah, y'all's defense sucks.
We know this.
Yeah. I mean, clearly the offense can win the games on their own, but not when they're hurt.
Yeah.
When you're missing at least two of your starting linemen, it might be 3. I don't actually know because I haven't kept track on all the injuries.
I believe it's 3.
And Mahomes is kind of getting, because said linemen are hurt.
Yeah.
It's really hard to win. Also, when your run game is like non-existent.
I don't know why, though. We have LaShawn McCoy and Damian Williams. It should be there.
Because the last few games you've gotten off to a bad start, and they're like, okay, well, we can't run the ball.
We were up 17-3 at one point in that game.
Yeah, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
Deshaun Watson still rolling. Technically, yes, I get he threw 2 picks. One of those was dumb on the Chiefs' part. Dude should not have picked that off and should have just batted it down for an extra 20 yards, but he didn't, so that was dumb.
He was looking at his stats.
Yeah. I don't know. The Chiefs have a lot of issues to fix on that defensive side. Thought they were going to get better. Clearly, really haven't. I don't really know.
We need a defensive lineman.
It's not even that. I mean, you need to stop the run game, but I don't even know if that's on the D-line or not. That might just be the schemes you're playing. But you also need a better secondary. Like, it's gotten better, still not good.
I can't believe... Is it Bolden? No. Bolin? No. The cornerback.
Rashad Breeland?
Breeland. Cannot believe he's still a starter.
Okay. One of those holding calls on him was stupid. I watched the replay, and there was no holding. He literally, touches the guy's jersey, and they throw the flag.
Not even the penalties, though. Half the time, he's out of position.
Who else you going to throw in?
Give the second string guy a shot.
I don't know, man. I said that for Eric Fisher's replacement, and now I'm hoping Eric Fisher comes back.
Isn't Eric Fisher's guy the third guy hurt, though? Because it's Eric Fisher who's backup, and there's another offensive lineman that's hurt. That's who I thought were the three hurt.
Dune Tardif is hurt, I know that, but I don't know who all's hurt.
I think Eric Fisher's backup's hurt, so we're playing with a third-string guard.
Either way, never thought I'd have the point where I'm like, please, Eric Fisher, come back, and now I'm sitting there going, please, Eric Fisher, come back.
That's true.
That game, I'm
overall missing our big beefy Mizzou lineman.
Oh, Mitch Morris?
Yeah,
he's not there anymore because y'all were dumb and let him go.
I know.
But yeah, it was a solid game for the most part, but yeah, there's a lot of work to be done
on one side of the ball.
Yeah. And then for the Texans, both sides did decent at times, but both sides need work. Will Fuller last week went off, looked amazing. This week dropped 2 touchdown passes. So
I'm all right with that, though.
Yeah, you would be. We had what many people were dubbing as the Tank Bowl for the
Tank
year.
Game!
Between the Redskins and the Dolphins. Redskins came out on top 17-16. Were up 17-3 and almost blew that because Ryan Fitzpatrick stepped into the game and said, "Hold my beer." And then they went for a stupid 2-point conversion to try and win, missed it, and that was the game.
At this point, why not, though?
Go for the tie and hope you can win it in overtime. Clearly you went on a 13-0 run there. Maybe you just need the tie and boom, you'll win it. I don't know. It just seemed like a dumb mistake. But yeah, Redskins now 1-5, Dolphins now 0-5. So good job to the 2 of the crappiest teams in the league right now.
Does that mean it's just Cincinnati and Miami that won a game?
Yep.
They play each other this year?
I don't know. I'll have to look into it later.
I hope they do.
We had a game between the Eagles and the Vikings. Eagles linebacker Zach Brown, who used to play with Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, said Kirk Cousins was the Vikings' biggest problem. And then Kirk Cousins decided to whip up on the Eagles 38-20 by giving Stephon Diggs a hat trick on touchdowns.
Nice. I bet Adam Thielen's pissed.
Thielen, as long as he's getting the ball, he had the ball a decent amount of times, but Diggs was open on a lot of deep shots. He had 2 50-yard touchdowns. And it's not like he had to get off the dude. He was just open.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch the Eagles game.
I just saw the highlights, and yeah, it was bad.
Dang.
So I don't think Thielen's problem before, the reason he called out Cousins after the one game was he was getting somewhat open deep, and Cousins just kept missing. So he's like, as long as he's hitting the deep plays, I don't even care.
Yeah.
As long as we're hitting what we should be hitting, that's fine. I don't care if I'm the one getting it.
Very true.
So it seems like Cousins has now fixed things with both of his receivers. So
hopefully,
if he can keep rolling, good for you, Cousins. I don't see it happening because, yes, I get technically he won against a team with a winning record. His record against winning teams is still garbage, though.
Yeah, and everyone in that division of his has a winning record on top of only being a game back.
Yeah.
And the only
the
reason
NFC
Detroit,
North is tight.
And the only reason Detroit isn't is because they've been shafted a couple times.
Yeah. We had a matchup between 2 defensive battles between the Saints and the Jaguars. Saints come out on top 13-6. Gardner Minshew losing 2 straight. don't know that I can wholeheartedly blame him. We knew it was going to be a struggle on defense. I feel like it could have gone the other way had Jalen Ramsey been playing, but he still isn't and is not injury-related. It's just he said he wanted out. They won't let him go, so he's like, screw it, I'm just not going to play.
That and he just had his kid.
Yeah, but that was like 3 weeks ago now.
Paternity leave.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater now 4-0. Yeah, 4-0 without Drew Brees. So, I mean, clearly he's not taking that job. Like,
no, he won't take the job.
You go 4-0 as a backup, and people start the question: do they keep the job? Not when your starter's Drew Brees.
No. And, like, Teddy's perfectly fine as being the backup.
He stayed in New Orleans. He could have left for a bigger contract and was like, no, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
So, good job, Teddy. Showing people you should be a starter, but we all know you're not going to be in New Orleans because, well, you aren't gonna.
No. You're too good.
We had a matchup between the Ravens and the Bengals. That's a AFC North matchup. Ravens coming out on top 23-17. And Lamar Jackson still looking like Lamar Jackson, and not in the good way. When your quarterback runs it more than your lead running back.
Which I don't understand why, because Mark Ingram was doing good, too.
Because that's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He tries to say, oh, running isn't my first thought, when clearly it is. When you ran the ball 19 times as a quarterback, there's problems there, buddy. You ain't going to have a long career doing that.
Well, I wonder, was he rushed out, though? Because I didn't watch all the game.
Still, he likes to run the ball is what I'm getting at. Like, that's what he does. He runs it.
Yeah.
Like, even Cam Newton hasn't ran it that much in a single game, I don't think. If he has, it was when his team was just doing absolute garbage, and he was like, screw it, I'm taking the game into my own hands, whereas the Ravens at one point were up like 17-7, and there was no reason for him to run it 19-plus times.
No, just throw it away.
Yeah. So, Lamar Jackson, you're looking exactly like I thought you would. Those first two games were a fluke, and I knew it.
He's still... What, 5-1?
4-2 on the year.
Who's the second loss to?
The Browns.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Browns whipped up on him.
Yep, the Browns whipped his butt. So yeah, I mean the Bengals still looking like hot garbage. I don't even know how to fix that team. I don't know how to fix the Dolphins either. They're having issues on both sides of the ball.
Well, Dolphins are pretty much it's rebuilding. That's what they're doing.
Bengals have pretty much said, yo, we'll listen to trade talks for A.J. Green, so we'll see what happens there.
I don't know.
I don't know if they will. I don't know if they won't.
He hadn't even played yet this year.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of teams, that's the problem, too, is you know what A.J. Green can do. The problem is, can he still do it after having surgery? And, well, trade deadline's coming up, so you're going to have to either bite the bullet and hope, or just not go for it.
Interesting that no one's made an offer for Joe Nixon, though.
I don't know if they're wanting to trade him, because he's one of their young pieces that they still believe in. A.J. Green's getting a little bit older for them. So they're like, if we can trade him, get something good out of an older veteran, and get a new young dude in, we'll do that. But Mixon is still pretty young.
Dude, how nuts would it be if the Jets got him?
A.J.?
Yeah.
Shit, dude. That'd make that team pretty solid. Had a NFC West matchup between the 49ers and the Rams. 49ers coming out and stomping all over the Rams to a total of 20-7.
Yeah, the Rams they're missing Dominican Sue.
I don't know if it's even that, dude. The Niners now, by the way, are 5-0. First time since 1990 they've gone 5-0 to start the season.
But I heard something interesting today. Whenever I was listening to Golick and Wingo, they were talking. One of the guys on there was talking about how it's just the Niners' run. Like, their run offense is amazing. So, like, they're not convinced that Jimmy G's fully adept just yet. Which I don't necessarily
He's progressed each week. I mean, he's had some weeks where he's looked really good, and I mean, I get like he might not look great this week. He was going up against a defense that's supposed to be fairly tough in a divisional matchup. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be rough.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was just disagreeing with the fact that I think Jimmy G has proven himself.
I think Jimmy G's just fine. So, I don't know. The Rams, I don't know what happened. After they won the NFC title last year, they looked like hot garbage.
I just think people figured it out.
I don't know. I get it doesn't help Gurley is dealing with the knee stuff, but, I mean...
You paid him.
Goff isn't looking like he was. Like, Goff's back to looking like he kind of did his rookie year, not looking like that superstar anymore. He's kind of looking mediocre again. I don't know. That defense, I mean, Marcus Peters has gotten even worse, if that's believable.
I didn't even think that was believable.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has hardly any picks anymore since he went to the Rams, which was basically the only thing good about him.
No, I know he had one for sure.
That's pretty low for him considering he had, like, on average at
this was
least...
last year, though.
Yeah.
So, I think his last pick may have been Mahomes.
It might have been. Either way, he's basically done absolutely nothing for the Rams.
Because Mahomes this week threw his first pick since last year.
Yeah.
So, and that was like last year, like week 6.
No.
Super early, I thought.
He threw picks well after that last year.
I thought it. When did they play the Rams? What week was that? That was
Rams
more than half.
was-
Well, you
that
don't
was
have to look
late.
it up. Either way, however late that was, I thought was his last pick.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it wasn't much
I bet
before.
he threw. I think he threw one against New England.
He
in the
might
title
have.
game.
He might have. Either way, that defense is having issues. I don't even think it's missing Ndamukong Suh. I mean, Aaron Donald's been shut out this year. He's barely done anything. Aqib Talib's hurt again, so they're missing him, which I don't feel bad for because I don't like him.
How old is he too? Isn't he up there?
He's getting up there.
Yeah.
But
For a cornerback.
Yeah, he's getting up there. 49ers, though, a lot of young guys on that team kicking butt. So, good job, Niners. Hope you can keep it rolling. Seahawks, that's basically your main challenge there. I mean, the Seahawks are rolling, but the Niners just aren't giving them anything to work with.
I wonder who they play. Do they play this week?
I don't know. I haven't looked at this week's coming schedule.
That'll be interesting to see.
We had a matchup between the Falcons and the Cardinals. Falcons still struggling. Cardinals come away on top 34-33. The Cardinals now are 2-3-1 on the year. So, I mean, they're doing better than last year. They haven't looked good, but they've pulled out 2 wins in a row now. And the Falcons just keep finding ways to lose. This time on a shanked extra point.
Yeah. Just like Georgia.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what to say about the Falcons. The Falcons shouldn't be struggling this hard, but they are.
I don't even know what it is. At the line? Is it the defense? I can't
I don't know
even
if it's
pinpoint it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know what it is. Like, that team should be really good, and they're just not.
Yeah.
So,
Talk about chemistry. And
yeah. Falcons, get your crap figured out. Kyler Murray, I guess keep doing whatever you're doing because it's clearly working.
He's shown improvement throughout the year.
Yeah. Had a matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Tennessee Titans. Broncos pitching a shutout. Won this 16-0, so 2 straight wins now for the Broncos.
Yeah. Yay for this week.
Yeah, you guys are still leading them. I mean, right now, Oakland's your issue, not the Chargers or the Broncos, which I didn't think I'd be saying right now.
True, but we still right now we have half a game ahead of them.
Yeah, because they're on a bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tennessee. They've won some games that I was like, okay, they're looking good, and then they lose this 16-0. So I don't know what's up with the Titans. They're just super inconsistent.
That's the story of the Titans, though.
That's the story of Mariota since he entered the league.
Yeah, and I feel bad because Derrick Henry's an awesome back.
Yeah, but they don't use him right either.
No.
He should be pounding the ball like 25 times a game.
Oh, at least.
I get sometimes early you might look like you need to abandon the run because it's not going anywhere. But trust me, late in the game, it's going to pay dividends because people are tired of getting hit.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry's a big man.
Yeah, dude should be playing linebacker, and he's not. He's a giant of a running back.
And he had a 100-yard touchdown last year.
99, but, that's only because you can't get a 100-yarder.
I'm counting as 100 because it was literally they got a penalty and had to move it half the distance to the goal.
Yeah. We had probably the most disappointing game for myself this week between my Cowboys and the Jets.
Jets.
And we lost 24-22. The Jets got their first win against us. Sam Darnold is back from not mono.
But he looked good, too, though.
Sam that's Darnold the problem.
He looked good.
The first 3 weeks, our defense was shutting people down, and now they're playing soft, and also our offense sucks right now. Jerry Jones, if for some ungodly reason you're listening to this, fire Jason Garrett.
That ain't going to happen.
It's been too long in the making. Dude, at this point, I've heard he might not fire him, but he might not re-sign because he's supposedly a free agent after this year as far as coaching stuff goes and the way it's going. I swear to God, if he re-signs Garrett, I'm going to be pissed because the last few years now I've been like, we need to get rid of Garrett. He's our problem.
Watch it. Garrett's going to win you a division. He's going to get his contract.
Yeah, and then he's going to suck again for another 5 years because that's what he does. So I want to hit Garrett in the face. Also, I don't know if Kellen Moore is struggling with play calling right now. I don't know what's up with the offense.
Didn't he get on? Jerry Jones got on someone
yesterday. Yeah, Garrett.
Was it Garrett yesterday?
Yeah. I don't know. We need to figure our crap out. We've sucked the last few weeks. But, yeah. I don't have anything more to say. I'm just disappointed in my boys. We should be playing better than that.
You also played 2 good defenses back-to-back, too. The Packers D's good. And
so 3? Because we played the Saints before that.
Oh, yeah, so 3, yeah. 3 defenses back-to-back that are top defenses.
I don't know if I'd say the Packers are a top defense. They're better than they used to be, but I wouldn't put them in the top.
Right now they are. They're top 10.
Not with the amount of points they're giving up a game. They're giving up 20-something points a game, which
maybe
wouldn't be in the top.
Maybe you just made them look like a top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, because we suck against the Packers every freaking year.
I know. We play the Packers literally next week.
So, I don't know. Cowboys, figure your stuff out. Sam Darnold, good job getting healthy from mono. Keep it up.
Dude, I want the Jets to be good because guess what? Guess who they play this week?
Patriots?
Yes.
Well, go Jets. Le'Veon Bell, kick some butt for me. Jets defense, kick Brady's butt and make him retire.
It's going to have to be Bell because Darnold, as good as Darnold looked on Sunday for his first game back,
he ain't going to look that way against that Patriots D.
Oof.
Unless he's doing check down stuff and just picks them apart with that.
A lot of screens,
which I'm okay with.
Bell.
Yeah. Either way, keep it up, Darnold, at least for the next week anyways. Had Sunday night matchup between the Steelers and the Chargers. Steelers with their 3rd quarterback of the season. The Chargers basically with an almost healthy team. And the Steelers come out on top 24-17 with a 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the Chargers. Went from 11, or what were they last year? 11-4.
Well, they would have had to have been 11-5 to be 16 games.
Didn't they tie though?
And that would have been 11-4-1.
I know, but I'm just counting right.
Oh.
Either way, 11-5 record last year for a wild card
to 2-4.
2-4.
Yeah,
they didn't even lose. They only lost Antonio Gates, and they only picked him up last year because Hunter Henry went out.
Yep. I don't know what's going on. Those 2 wins, one came against the Dolphins, so that one doesn't even count. The other one came against the Colts, which I'll give them that.
They only won that one by 1 point.
But they beat you all. The Colts did. So, I mean, the
I'm
fact
not
that you only
knocking
win
that.
against the Colts by 1, that's not bad. Like, the Colts are hot right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I was more saying they only won by 1 point, not against the Colts on that one.
That's okay. Sometimes you only win by 1. Just ask the Packers, who's in our next matchup with Monday Night Football coming out on top 23-22.
They got a little help on that game.
I didn't watch it. Like, ref help or what?
Ref help.
Oh, of course.
Like they called the hands to the face on a lineman that ended in either a touchdown or that field goal.
That was the field goal.
And the guy's hand was nowhere near the guy's face.
Well, that's about as dumb as the call on
and he was right in front of
against the Texans then, because that wasn't holding, like, not even remotely close.
The guy who he was right in front of the guy who threw the flag, and everyone's like, what?
The refs have been making some stupid calls. I've seen people challenge pass interference stuff that should have been pass interference, and because their standard is set so high on what they'll overturn it for, they're not overturning anything, because basically they said, if it's not as bad as that Saints one last year, we're not going to overturn it. I'm like, well, then what's the point in having the option if you literally aren't ever going to do it except on the stupidest call in the history of the NFL?
See, I don't mind it if they're both fighting for it.
No, like, I don't know if you watched that Thursday game between the Giants and the Patriots, but there at the end, clearly pass interference on the Patriots. They challenge it, and they don't overturn it. Yeah, I'm like, what does it take to get this overturned? And basically, like, oh, if it wasn't as bad as last year's playoff game, we won't do it. And I'm like, then what's the point in having the ability to challenge it? Like, to get it that bad, you guys are just fucking up that bad.
Yeah.
Like, no. That shouldn't be a thing. Refs this year are screwing up left and right. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Also, the crew that the Chiefs had this weekend has thrown the third most penalties in the league, averaging like 17 penalties thrown a game, which is why both you and the Texans hit double digits on penalties.
Jesus.
Yeah. While y'all kicked yourselves in the foot, I can't really say that because the Texans were also kicking themselves in the foot with that crew.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, that's also been our problem, too.
Lions fans, thank your kicker because he was the only reason y'all were winning that game. 16 of your 22 points came off of your kicker.
16?
5 field goals and an extra point.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And those field goals just kept getting longer. He started the night off with a 26-yarder. He ended the night with a 54-yarder.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he kicked 2 of them at about 20-some yards, 2 in the 40-yard range, and 2 in the 50-yard range.
Some fantasy points right there.
Yeah, I know. I was watching. I don't have him. I wasn't playing against him, but I was paying attention to him. Yeah, he was, I think on the day he had 22 fantasy points, which is
as a kicker?
Yeah, as a kicker, which is insane. Jesus. So, Lions fans, thank Matt Prater with everything you got, because without him, that game was not going to be yours.
No.
Y'all scored 1 touchdown, which I get, again, good Packers defense, but your kicker is why you almost won that. And then apparently a bad call at the end. I wouldn't really even say that's why they lost. That penalty came in the red zone. So, I mean, they were already in field goal range. It just gave them that much closer of a field goal.
Either way, like,
it was a dumb call. I'll give it that, but I don't think it changed the game.
What it did because it took time off the clock of time of possession for the Lions.
Sort of,
like,
but
because it was third down, so that left whatever the 4 or 5 seconds it would have done taken off the clock for the kick.
Yeah,
and then you would have got the ball back around the 20 with a minute left,
with no timeouts, and a Matthew Stafford team that has scored 1 touchdown, and that was in the first quarter.
But I would rather have those odds than no odds at all.
It could have changed the game. I don't know if it would have. I think the Packers were probably still going to come out on top there.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that. Not saying the outcome would have changed. I would have said, if you're a Lions fan, I would have rather have those scenarios that I just described versus what I got.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for scores. We had the Bills, the Bears, the Colts, and the Raiders all on a bye week this week. So some teams that are really good on byes this week.
Yeah. Never thought I'd say Raiders and good in the same sentence.
or the Bills and good in the same sense. The Raiders were good like 3 years ago, dude. Like, it hadn't been that long since they were relevant in the AFC West.
Back right before Derek Carr broke his leg?
Yeah.
It's been like 5 years ago.
That hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it has.
No.
Yeah, it has.
There's no way it's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
I'll look it up later. Looking at injuries, probably there weren't a lot. Will Disley for the Seahawks was probably the biggest one this year. He suffered an Achilles injury and didn't return. I'm guessing he'll probably be out the rest of the season with that, unless it wasn't like an actual tear and he just tweaked it.
He could have sprained it.
He could have. He missed last year due to an ACL tear, so
same leg.
No idea. It's going to hurt Russell because he was one of his favorite targets. He entered this week with 23 catches, which is pretty solid for a tight end in 6 weeks. For 262 yards, which isn't great, but 4 touchdowns.
Well, DK Metcalf needs to use that big-ass body of his and catch the damn ball.
I mean, Russell has to throw to him, too.
He's been targeted like six times a game, but he only catches 4.
That's not bad.
No.
They'll give you the target even if it's an uncatchable ball, too.
Either way, use your big-ass body and get open.
Well, yeah, but if, both of those balls each game that he's missing are, 5 feet over his head, it's like, well, yeah, technically he was targeted, but it was a throwaway.
Good point, but either way, he's literally Calvin Johnson size. He should be at least half of that caliber, and he's not showing it right now. He's
also a rookie. Usually, a lot of wide receivers take huge steps year 2.
True.
Also, Tyler Lockett's their number 1, so temper expectations for Metcalf right now.
Just saying.
He's got the size. I don't know if he ever had the numbers in college, though, to say, oh, well, he's going to be great. I don't watch college stuff.
He was the number 1 wide receiver.
Was he?
On Ole Miss. And then I think
he
was number 5.
The most inconsistent college team ever.
They beat Alabama.
Yeah, again, inconsistent. They go 1 year looking like they're the greatest college team ever to the next year looking like hot garbage.
He should be better when he's playing.
Give him another year. They say a lot of times it takes wide receivers till their second year to really catch up to things because they got to get better on speed. They have to figure out the game, get everything to slow down for them, and then it'll be better. He's still a rookie. He wasn't one of those guys that you knew was going to come in and just tear the league up. I mean, he wasn't a first-round pick or anything. So give him time. He'll get there.
Just saying.
Another big one. This is a big blow for the Texans. They lost their first-round lineman, Titus Howard. I don't know with what. I know it's a knee injury. That's it. Haven't heard anything more. I don't know if he tore something. I don't know if he just hyperextended it. I don't know what happened. Either way, not good for the Texans because he was part of the reason Deshaun Watson stayed upright right now.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. They also lost cornerback Bradley Roby to a hamstring injury. I'm guessing he'll be back after that. I don't think it was a major thing. He probably just pulled something that game. I'll probably be back in a week or 2. Had another really scary helmet-to-helmet hit this week against Jeff Swaim, tight end for the Jaguars. He took a gnarly shot to the head. I mean, props to the Saints, dude. As soon as he saw, what happened, the dude that dished out the hit, as soon as he saw what happened, was, the first one to check on him. So, he clearly wasn't going for a dirty hit. It just ended up being a dirty hit.
Was it the circumstances of...
It was a little
of both things.
And
moved and was already
a little bit. The hit, he should have laid out the hit he was going for. Anyways, I say that because you should never lay out a hit like that. You should go for the wrap up because if you don't, you're stupid. Watch rugby tackling and you'll get better. That's why the Seahawks tackling is so good.
Yeah,
but it was a little bit of both. It was shouldn't go for that kind of hit, but also he moved a little bit, so it changed where he was gonna end up at.
Yeah.
So, either way, that's another dude taking a gnarly shot that he shouldn't be taking. Otherwise, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. A Dolphins dude is being evaluated for a concussion, but I don't think it was on any, really bad hit.
It's the Dolphins.
The Eagles might have had a big one. We'll see what happens. Tackle Jason Peters suffered a knee injury. Again, not saying what it is, so I don't really know. And, I mean, the Cowboys lost Amari Cooper with a quad injury, but, again, I don't really know how bad that is either.
Well, he's listed as questionable right now, so.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Questionable could be, well, he tweaked it, or it could be, well, he might have pulled something and we're not sure.
Yeah.
Questionable is the dumbest thing to look at for that because it's hard to tell on anything what that means.
That and Randall Cobb's out, too.
Oh, yeah, he is out. What did he go out for? Because I never actually saw when he went out. Was it a back thing? It might have been, after a game then or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But, yeah, that's pretty much what we got for the week on injuries. As far as news go, milestones this week, there was really only one to speak of that I don't really want to mention, but we need to. Tom Brady is now second all-time in passing yards, only behind Drew Brees, where he will stay for the rest of his career because Drew Brees is just going to keep playing and putting up numbers, which means somehow Brady would have to play longer than him, and I don't see that happening.
No.
So, yeah, good job taking second all-time, you cheater. Just a quick thing, your divisional leaders, if you haven't been able to keep track of that, after 6 weeks, we've got the AFC North with the Ravens at 4-2, the AFC South with the Texans at 4-2, so good job, Texans. Y'all are actually making the AFC South relevant again.
Yep.
Along with the Colts, but, they were on a bye week, so you have to give it to the Texans for the lead. The AFC East, clearly the Patriots at 6-1. Bills are right on their heels, though, at 4-1. Sorry, 6-0. Did I say 6-1?
Yeah, you said 6-1.
6-0 for the Patriots. Bills only a game and a half behind. Probably would have been one game, but they had a bye week, so, they're 4-1, which is pretty solid. Didn't think anyone would be giving them a run for their money. The Chiefs currently in head of the AFC West at 4-2, only half a game up on the Raiders, who are currently 3-2. In the NFC side of things, we've got the NFC North.
How is it 3-2 and only a half game? Oh, okay.
They've played 5 games. You guys have played 6. Half a game. The NFC North is ruled by the Packers right now at 5-1, though that division is probably one of the tougher ones out there right now because
have you seen
that
it?
ain't much of a lead.
No, it's the next one's 4-1 or
probably 4-2. Then the Lions
3-2, and then 2-1.
Yeah. So either way, tough division there. The NFC South currently ruled by the Saints, 5-1, currently 4-0 under Teddy Bridgewater. That one loss coming when Drew Brees went out of the game, and the Saints got screwed yet again by the refs against the Rams. But that was in week 2, so we're not going to talk about that too much. The NFC East currently on top is the Eagles at 3-3. So, that ain't great for our division. We all look like garbage right now.
Not as bad as the AFC North.
With the Ravens?
Yeah.
At least that's a winning record and not a 500 record. And then the NFC West is ruled by the 49ers at 5-0 with the Seahawks really technically about half a game. I don't really know if they'd be half a game up or half a game behind because they're 5-1, which means they've won the same amount, but they've played one more game and lost that.
So it's a game back.
It's a half a game back.
I'm counting it as a full game because they have an actual loss.
Yeah, but they've played more too, so you can't be a full if you've played more.
Yeah, but I don't know. The half game bull crap is kind of weird because everyone has a bye, so at one point it doesn't matter.
For right now, it technically does standings wise, but later on, once the Seahawks have theirs, that won't make
Week
much
13,
difference.
It won't matter because everyone will be done with buys.
Yeah. Either way, that's your current leaders. Did you have any news for the week, Alex?
No, everyone keep an eye on that Jets-Patriots game this weekend. I think it's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, should be a good game there. We'll see what happens with everybody else. I keep saying this every week, but it's just a weird season, man. Like, you think someone's going on a roll, and then next thing you know, they start sucking. Like, we thought the Browns got their crap figured out against the Ravens, and now they've lost 2 straight since then. So, I don't know.
Well, as long as hopefully another weird weekend happens and the Patriots lose.
That would be the best weekend. I don't see it happening.
I'm rooting for the Jets right now. I want the Jets to win.
Oh, dude, go Jets. Coming into this game against the Cowboys this week, the Jets' defense/special teams had scored more touchdowns than the Jets' offense.
I feel bad. They got shafted. Since week 1, they have been on a downward spiral of bad
That's what happens when your quarterback goes out week 2 with mono, and then your backup quarterback goes down with, was it a broken ankle? I don't know what he did. Screwed up his ankle.
Whatever happened to that foot. I don't even think they ever said what happened. Trevor Siemian just demolished his leg.
And then Trevor Siemian going out the next week with a busted up ankle. Like, you've been trying to roll with a third string dude who has looked like garbage.
Yeah.
When you literally get the ball ripped out of your hand for a touchdown, that's bad. Like,
yes.
Orlando Scandrick played for the Cowboys. I've watched the dude play enough. There's no reason that dude should have just ripped it out of his hand and ran it in, but he did. He literally went to the backfield for the sack, said, screw the sack, give me the ball. So, that's how that went.
Yeah.
Against the Patriots, that team had 14. The Jets had 14 against the Patriots last time they played them. That was all the defense.
They beat them, though, didn't they?
No, they didn't. They lost.
No, I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah. The Cowboys was their first win.
I'm thinking, no, I was thinking of the Bills. My bad.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, when the Jets last played the Patriots, they put up a fumble 6 and a pick 6, and that was it.
So the defense is clearly there for them.
Yeah, they have a good defense. They know they have a good defense. Now they need Sam Darnold to get that offense rolling since he's now back from mono.
Yeah. Which, they also have a wide receiver, too.
Robbie Anderson?
Yep.
Yeah. But again, that's on Sam Darnold to get that offense rolling. It don't matter how good a receiver you are if your quarterback can't get you the ball. Well, look at Adam Thielen for a couple weeks.
He got the ball to him against the Cowboys, so I have faith in him.
Yeah, no. Don't remind me. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got this week. I guess let us know if there's anything you've been keeping up on with the football talk that we have missed.
We didn't talk about that theory over Cam.
Oh, yeah, that.
So, it was brought up earlier with Kyle Allen being undefeated without Cam, and this is Cam. It's not his contract year. That's next year. But what they can do is they can unload Cam on someone and get stuff out of him and not have to finish that payout.
Yeah.
And
because, well, since Cam Newton won MVP, he looks like hot garbage.
But the argument is, would you trade him?
I'd keep him. See, that's the hard thing because Cam has very much become a me type of player. I get like he liked McCaffrey, he handed him the ball a lot. It was still all about Cam Newton though.
See, I would trade him, but I feel like the teams that want him, well, one's in your division, so I don't know how you're going to do that.
I've seen it happen.
So there's that, and then
if you think he's not going to be able to produce like he did for you, you can trade him to a division guy, and then you're not scared.
Yeah, but then there's who's looking for a quarterback? Buccaneers, Miami.
Dude, I can't even say Miami because they haven't even given Josh Rosen a chance in that team.
Okay, so maybe not. So Buccaneers.
The Broncos. I get they traded for Flacco. Clearly, Flacco wasn't the answer.
I don't know if Cam's the answer for the Broncos either, though.
Well, it clearly ain't Flacco, and it obviously ain't Drew Lock because in preseason, their head coach was like, yeah, he's not ready.
See, I wouldn't do that because I would just wait until Drew Lock is ready. Because why not let him ride behind Flacco?
But what if he never gets ready?
You got to take a chance on that, though.
They did on Paxton Lynch, and look how that turned out.
Clearly,
I mean, I can't say
Elway wanted Locke for a reason.
He wanted Lynch too,
True.
because we tried to trade up for him, and he said, "No, I'm taking him." And
that could have been an FU to Jerry though too.
I don't know, man.
But
either way,
they're just not. I don't see that many teams want. Maybe the Bills. Maybe.
I think they're okay with Josh Allen. They like him.
Good.
He's doing okay.
I'm just saying, there's not that many teams out there that need a high caliber quarterback.
But would you say Cam's still high caliber? Look at his last few seasons.
The argument's there. The argument's there.
If he can get back to form, yes. But if he can't, then he's just kind of
Yeah. I guess maybe if Minnesota doesn't turn it around, there would be a quarterback slot open.
Yeah.
If they can afford it.
Yeah, I was going to say, whenever that contract's up, which I don't think is up for another year, because you can't afford to pay another high-dollar quarterback because, well, you guaranteed every penny of that contract to Kirk Cousins, so you can't exactly unload him.
Then I'm assuming Big Ben maybe might retire along with...
Yeah, but they seem to like Mason Rudolph as their backup.
That's what I was thinking, too. And then you got the Chargers with Phillip Rivers getting up there.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer he's got. I mean, you could always make the case that they could... I don't see the Patriots going for him. You could make the case that, they could grab him for Tom's replacement, but I doubt they do that. It'd be kind of dumb, too.
I figured he fits the Chargers a little bit better.
I don't know. It's hard to say because a big part of Cam's game was his ability to run the ball. He's getting old and beat up now and can't really run the ball like he used to.
And Mike Vick turned into a pretty good passer.
That's because Mike Vick had to take years off because of dogfighting and being in jail, so he kind of relearned how to play the game. Whereas I don't see Cam doing that because I don't. There was someone I saw the other day commenting about it yesterday commenting about it because, I mean, it is a big question for the Panthers. Do we roll with this kid who is 5-0 for us, counting last year, and has turned the season around because we started 0-2, now we're 4-2, or do we bring Cam back who almost won a Super Bowl for us? That's the question.
That's a tough question.
And there was a guy that said for a couple years there, it wasn't the Carolina Panthers, it was the Camelina Panthers because it was all about Cam. He was a me, I'm going to do everything. And that was his problem. That's why now he's all beat up because he did everything.
Well, to be fair on Cam Newton, they did ask him to do everything at one point.
So
they kind of dug that hole themselves.
Sort of, but I would say he was kind of like Lamar Jackson at one point. He didn't run it quite that much, but there were a lot of times he could have either thrown the ball away or attempted to make a throw and trust his receiver, and instead he just took off. Like, Patrick Mahomes has come back to being, okay, I run when I need to, but I'm a pocket passer, whereas
he ain't no pocket passer.
Okay.
He passes on the run way better than he does pocket passing.
Well, part of that right now is because he can't stay in the pocket hardly at all, but in the sense of I'm not going to run the ball. Like, I get if you have to throw it on the run, but he's not like, I'm just going to run with the ball. He's not going to take
off and run.
Yeah. He's come back to that more of a RPO style quarterback than a running quarterback. Because there for a while, that's what everybody wanted, was that dual threat running quarterback. And Mahomes has shown, no, you don't need that. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. But also Mahomes is a different beast all in its own.
I mean, yeah. Even Russell Wilson, who at one point they were saying, he's a beast because of his legs. No, he's a beast because of his ability to escape the pressure. He doesn't run nearly as often as people think he does.
No.
Like, I get 1 year, he had more rushing yards than their lead running back. That year, that team sucked.
And he had to do it just to survive.
Yeah.
And he slid, too. Most of the time, it ended in either an out of bounds or a slide.
Yeah. And Cam, I think Lamar Jackson has done that most of the time, but still not smart on his part. Cam, a lot of times, would take hits that he didn't have to. But I don't know. I'd stick with Kyle Allen if it was me. That's because I also kind of am tired of Cam's attitude.
I would, but you're also going to get backlash from him whenever that happens.
Whoop-de frickin' do.
I know, but then you're going to have to unload him because that's going to be toxic to that environment.
See, that's what I was going to say was I would keep him as your backup to, like, give Kyle Allen some tips here and there, but Cam won't settle for being a backup because he's all about me, and not the team.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't have anything else for the week. Alex, you got anything else this week?
That was it.
All right. Well, I think we're going to call it here for today. This has been Football Talk with JC Radio, and we're signing out.
Peace.